When I was in 7th or 8th grade, I had a MySpace page that was completely dedicated to Kiss. I had a Kiss fan MySpace page where I custom made the background and like had a full playlist of Kiss and like just had like a forum for Kiss fans to talk about why they love Kiss so much.
Was it a very popular MySpace page?
It wasn't super popular. There were a few people in there, but it wasn't super popular. I was in 7th or 8th grade, you know.
Mine was all my MySpace page back in that day was all Phoenix Suns.
I had like a personal MySpace page, which was, you know, more myself, where I was like talking about all the metalcore bands like Under Oath I was listening to. But I had a secret obsession with Kiss that I didn't want anyone to know about.
Why was it a secret?
So you know, because like in 7th and 8th grade, it's like I had to listen to Under Oath. I have to listen to Avenged Sevenfold. I have to, you know, Slipknot. Like I had to be the cool metal guy. No one could know that I liked.
No one could knew.
No one could knew down a river. No one could know that I was secretly into glam rock, you know?
You are a closeted Kiss fan.
I was a closeted Kiss fan.
Well, you know, it's 2021 now, Jake. You don't have to be in the closet with your Kiss love anymore. People are accepting of your Kiss love now.
And now the thing is, I agree. I don't believe in guilty pleasures at all. I don't. Like, I'm very openly like, I love Under Oath and Lady Gaga. You know, like I'm very open, you know, that I thoroughly enjoy Taylor Swift. Like I don't believe in guilty pleasures. Back then I did.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is like now I don't really like Kiss. So
well, your taste changes. I mean, you have to realize you were just in junior high.
I was in 7th and 8th grade. Yeah.
You were just in junior high 12 minutes ago. So of course your taste does change.
Yeah, I don't even like, you know, I don't like a lot of this stuff I liked.
Are they even still a band? 7th. Is Kiss still around? Kiss? I mean, I know Gene Simmons is, but are they still a band right now?
I feel like they go on like a retirement tour every 5 years.
Yeah, they've had like 12 farewell tours, haven't they? Farewell.
Yeah. There's so many bands like that. Like a big one is the Scorpions. Like that band has been on a farewell tour for the past 20 years. Billy Joe, or not Billy Joe. It was Elton John. I think he is officially retired, but Elton John famously went on a 3-year retirement tour, where it literally was a retirement tour for 3 years.
Do you think that some of these bands and artists get a little nervous about going on a retirement tour after This Is It? How that kind of ended.
Where that's true.
The preparation was really the retirement. Michael Jackson. This?
I guess it was called This Is It. That was planned to be his retirement tour. Huh?
That was going to be his retirement tour.
Huh.
Yeah, starting.
I always thought that was like a comeback tour, but I guess it was called This Is It.
Yeah, it was called This Is It. It was considered his retirement tour. That's when he was going to tour the world one last time, playing all the big venues, of course, and we see how it ended.
I hate to say it, he was absolutely correct.
That's so wrong. That's so wrong.
I may have to edit that out.
You know I'm a Michael Jackson apologist. How dare you? You have a black soul. You have a black soul. And you cracked yourself up. You literally broke yourself.
I remember watching that movie in theaters.
I saw it at the drive-in. I went to the drive-in to see This Is It.
I remember that was like a big like cultural moment. Like everyone watched that documentary.
Yeah, because it came out after his death.
Yeah, and like, you know, there's a lot of music documentaries and they'll come to theaters, but they're never like huge things. Like that documentary made like box office. I wonder how much it made.
It was, I believe it was, I would anticipate that the number was pretty huge because it was his final curtain call in a way. And it came out after his death. And it revealed a lot of what goes on behind, the scenes. And I mean, the story was really told by the editors when it came to This Is Us. But I remember going and seeing it in the drive-in at Glendale Drive-In. And then I did see it again in the theater. And then I've watched it several times because I believe it's still available on Amazon or on Netflix. One of those platforms has the rights to it right now.
That's amazing. It made $261 million at the box office.
And
that's
it cost them anything to make
Avengers.
Because it didn't cost them anything to make because it was something that they were shooting anyway, because those were his videos that he went back and watched, and the other production company went back and watched. And I mean, that's a smart way to rehearse.
And also I bet they were filming that, it was his retirement tour. I bet they were just filming it as like, this is going to be a bonus feature on some sort of, they were probably going to release a DVD of the performance or whatever, you know what I mean?
I think
but it
he
probably
always
was just going to be like
did
a bonus
though.
feature on a DVD. Yeah. A lot of bands do that.
But I believe they did that all the time. Michael did that all the time. I wasn't aware that other bands did it, but I believe Michael always recorded a lot of his things because, he was his own world's biggest critic. But I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened with Kiss as well, because their show was so massive and grand. I would imagine that they would want to sit back and watch their show from, a fan's perspective and identify what worked and what didn't work.
I do mean this with all due respect to Kiss. I just don't think the cultural relevancy of Kiss is even remotely equivalent to Michael Jackson. I just don't.
Yeah, I can kind of see that, where Michael's music seems to transcend time, and Kiss's seems to be, in that moment.
Very little bands or artists like even come close to the cultural relevancy of Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Really, no one has an album like Thriller that was like that culturally relevant at a period of time.
I mean, Whitney may have come close.
Yeah,
I want to
there's
say
artists for sure,
but never, none can match. None. I mean, just think about it. Like, is Lil Nas X going to be culturally relevant in 10 years? You know what I mean?
More culturally relevant than Kiss, I'd say, probably.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I guess maybe Lil Nas X is like the Kiss of our day.
I still think that Lil Nas X is a gimmick, and it will eventually end. And he'll go away, what does that mean? We'll never hear from him again.
Music is a gimmick, there's always a gimmick. He had and maybe his gimmick will change on the next album. Like, as long as he's able to evolve and adapt with that, even his previous album and song, his whole gimmick was I'm a cowboy, and now it's I'm just super raunchy and gay. That's his new gimmick, I guess.
But he's not going to be able to. He's even after Old Town Road, he has not hit that level again.
I think he did. Montero is huge, dude.
I don't see it as huge as Old Town Road was, because Old Town Road had so much more behind it, and it had a little bit of controversy behind it. And Montero and all this other stuff that he's released, I think it's just more of him going for the shock jock value than breaking down a barrier is what he was doing with Old Town Road when it came to the country charts.
I think he kind of had to do something crazy to top Old Town Road, and I think he did it. So Old Town Road, yeah, he's not coming close to Old Town Road, but just to put this in perspective, he has 792 million views on Old Town Road, but on Montero, he has 317 million views. There's not a lot of artists have two songs that are over 100 million. You know what I mean? That's pretty huge. I thought for sure when Lil Nas X came out and he dropped Old Town Road, I thought it was going to be a one-hit wonder for sure. I'm like, this guy is the epitome of a one-hit wonder. And then, he came out with Panini, which was like sort of a little bit of a hit. And then Montero, which just really blew up all over the internet. So, I mean, I don't know. He's doing an okay job, I think.
I guess my ear hasn't been to the ground much. But
also, Kiss was a shock jock band. Like, that was their thing, too, right? I mean,
I think I haven't heard much about Montero prior to you mentioning it, and actually I didn't even know what the name was. Is that the one where he was on the stripper pole to hell?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's Call Me by Your Name, but the song is called Montero.
Oh, okay. I've always said that Lil Nas X is a gimmick, and I think that Old Town Road was probably going to be his peak, and everything else he's going to have to be overtly, he's going to have to go for the shock value instead of the talent value. I think he's a talented individual that can sing in one key, but I think he's got to go more for shockery than artistry.
He's definitely more like theatrical, but like I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No,
personally,
it just doesn't have lasting power. That's not. I don't know. That's going to last in the industry.
Like you think about someone like, and I hate to compare Lil Nas X to this, but I have to. You think about someone like Marilyn Manson. It's the same thing. Like Marilyn Manson couldn't sing, and his music was kind of garbage, and his whole thing was just aesthetics and being shocking. That was like his thing. And he's. I just said his name, and I'm pretty sure anyone who would listen to this podcast would know who I'm talking about when I say Marilyn Manson. You know what I mean? So I think in 10 years I'll say Lil Nas X and everyone will be like, oh yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The little gay niglet.
Yeah. Not my words. Everybody, not my words. That's Cory, okay?
I haven't heard much about Kiss. The only thing that I've heard recently about Kiss is that they market everything. I mean, when you have a band that has a casket that you can buy, and
the Kiss casket.
Yeah, they just become like a bit of a gimmick, and I thought that the turn of their stardom was when Gene Simmons rose to fame higher with his reality TV show than he did with Kiss at the time. Would they be able to sell out a Coliseum of 18,000 seats today? That would be an interesting question.
I think they do. Like, I think the thing with a lot of these 80s bands, right? Like, these 80s bands like Kiss or Metallica's maybe a bad example because they were bigger than Kiss. But, like, like Kiss or the Scorpions or bands like that.
Yeah.
I think the thing about a lot of them is when they were big in their day, they were playing smaller venues, a lot of them. But now I think a lot of people have nostalgia for that kind of music. Older people with money, and they're like, let's sell out arenas because they can now, and they didn't in their heyday, which is kind of funny and ironic. But
they can sell out arenas with lots of wheelchair seating.
Yeah, because like at the time they were selling to like twerpy high school kids and college kids who had no money, and they sold out like smaller venues, and now all those twerpy high school college kids are like in charge of the world. Yeah, not me, my parents. Kiss is before my time.
Oh, so me.
Yeah, you.
I'm not old enough to be your parent.
Oh, I still call you daddy.
Oh, you know the weight of my heart, you shifty bastard, you.
Hey, Cory, you know about the Delta variant?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of the Ligma variant?
You can lig my variant. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Is up, boyos? This is the Jake and Cory podcast. My name is Jake. That is Cory. How's it going, Cory?
What is up, Jake?
Not much, man. I'm just so happy to be not in the same room as you, because we're not in the same room. I can't lie. I was going to say I'm so happy to be in the same room as you, but or not. But I'm just happy to see your face, man. You know, every time I get to see you, I cry, just a teardrop of happiness.
You know, you were known to be a very pale individual, but as of right now in this moment, you are dark brown because you're so full of shit.
No, I'm serious, man. I'm serious.
Don't talk to me about missing me, you asswipe.
Don't speak.
Oh, that's another good band too.
Is this a band episode?
No, I don't want this to be a band episode because we can talk music until people's faces collapse in and their noses, and Austin goes into a coma. But no, don't talk about missing me and excited to see me, you asswipe. You haven't talked to me all week.
That's not true. We message each other like daily.
No, we normally, yeah. But this whole week, you were just like, fuck you, Cory. I'm not talking to you this week.
I'm pulling out the receipts.
Pull out the receipts, MFer. Pull out the receipts, because I got some receipts too, bruh. And I'm about to cash them motherfuckers in.
Okay.
I'm telling you this right now. How many things did I send you that you never responded to all this week?
The last message before we talked yesterday about the show, but like the last message sent was me on Tuesday saying Jungle Cruise was pretty bad.
What was the message before that on Monday at 10:12?
Bae, I think I'm going to make cookies tomorrow. What you think? What am I supposed to say to that?
Cookies? Yay, make cookies. Cool. It's me sharing with you. What about the message before that? What about go back to Sunday, Jake? Go back to Sunday. See, and also, by the way, folks, we're recording this on a Saturday, and he just read a message that he didn't respond to on Monday. Let's go back to Sunday, Jay. What did I send you Sunday at 12:03?
I actually don't see anything.
Isn't that convenient?
I actually don't. Oh, you just said hi?
Yeah. What did I do on Monday at 6:59 p.m.?
You said hi, but then I did message you later because I was doing the show, and I said thanks. Hey, thanks for boosting the numbers. I did say that. That is something that happened. Yeah.
6:59. Cory texts hi. 7:28 Monday. Jake replies, "Thanks for boosting the numbers."
Listen, I'm not a bird, though.
I couldn't even get a
hi
hello.
To me and then I'm gonna go hello. You know, like I'm not gonna do that.
Not even
something
like
of substance.
What if I was having a bad day and that hi was like, hey, and then you would have responded back, yo, what's up? And I would have like, hey, just having a bad day, bruh. Just wanted to check in and see how everything was going. You never responded to a simple fucking hi.
That's not my responsibility to guess when you're upset, okay?
No, but you could at least open the door and respond to someone simply saying hi. And then you come on the show and you want to tell me that, oh, this is, I miss your face? And then Jake, roll back to the week before that. We couldn't get enough of each other. Gifts and responses and pictures and balls. Oops, that was somebody else. Just a lot of, I sent you smiley heart face Cory.
Today, this week has been one of the busiest weeks of my life.
I would know that if you would have said hi to your fat friend over here.
I can't go into details because I don't want to talk about my numbers job on here, but it's been a busy fucking week, man.
There's been shit on my numbers job too, and it would have been nice for us. See, we both had the same type of week. It would have been, I kept trying to open up the door of communication where we could have decompressed with each other. I had a fucked up week on my numbers job too, and I was throwing out the olive branch to my pasty friend Jake, and snake eyes, nothing.
I threw out the olive branch as well with the Jungle Cruise,
and I responded. It's such.
You didn't.
I did too. When you responded to me, Jungle Cruise was pretty bad, and then you asked me, we do it. Oh, that was on Tuesday. I didn't respond. You're absolutely right. You know why? Because I was still bitter from Sunday and Monday.
But I did respond on Monday. I did.
I responded hi. You didn't even say hello back. You immediately went into fact that I helped you out.
Yeah, because that, like, what am I gonna say? Hi back?
Yeah,
like
that's it.
That's
what friends do, Jake. That's what friends do. That's what friends are for. For good times and bad times, I'll be on your side forevermore.
Well, being a friend shouldn't feel like work, okay, Cory?
It doesn't feel like, it should never feel like work. It didn't feel like work the week before. Did it feel like work the week before, Jay? Did it feel like work the week before?
No,
when we were gifting,
replying to highs.
Highs are like, that's how conversations start. You socially inept mutant.
No, go on Tinder and say hi to someone. All right,
we're not on Tinder. Well. We're on Snap. Whatever the fuck that is. You breaking my heart. You keep on breaking my heart. I wouldn't if I tried. But baby, if I get ready. And I wasn't going to say nothing about it, but then you brought it up talking about missing my face.
Hey, man.
I sent you selfies.
And, like, I can't say that. You know, like, that's very invalidating to me, Cory.
What's very invalidating to you?
You telling me what I'm saying is false, okay?
No, I'm not saying what you're saying is false. The proof is in the pudding.
What are you saying?
You whipped out the receipts, buddy, and I whipped out my receipts. And unfortunately, my receipts were bigger in this one instance.
Everything you have is bigger.
No, that's not true at all.
Yeah,
break down the stereotypes. So you missed my face. It's only your fault. You could have my face anytime you want. And you know it very well, coming up very soon, the little plans that we have, I'm not even looking forward to that anymore. I'm probably going to get the brush off from that. I got the Jake brush off all last week. You're the only friend I got now, man. Everybody else is gone. Everybody else has left me. You think I can text D-Tay and he responds back to me? I text that motherfucker at the beginning of the pandemic. Still ain't heard from that mofo.
Yeah, it's the same for me with Nick. When I text Nick, I'll get a cool.
Well, at least you text Nick.
Sounds good.
We don't even text each other on our real phone. We don't even use our phone numbers to text each other. We text to freaking Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg is the only person that keeps us in communication.
I use Messenger to like talk to everyone.
And that's fine.
I don't like SMS.
You were the reason why I installed Messenger on my phone. And now, Jake, just so I can hear from you, I have to sit here all day and bring from people texting Fat Guy Radio Show how much they hate me.
You can turn that off. You can turn off notifications for Fat Guy Radio Show.
I do. And when I get a notification from you, it plays it plays a song. Ooh, baby, I love your way every day.
Ooh, baby.
Ooh, baby, I love your way.
So you got any good Twitch drama for us today, Cory, or what?
No, because then that's going to give you a green light to start your spout off about the damn Disney movie in theater versus Disney stream release. You know what? I really don't, to be honest. TBH, I texted you that too. You never responded. TBH, I don't have any Twitch drama because I punched out.
You're out of Twitch completely.
I'm not out of Twitch completely. I've just stopped. I've unsubscribed to everybody. Let's just say I had a budget for subscription and it went to DA, my co-host on Fat Guy Radio Show. I'm subscribed to his Twitch channel and he streams probably once every 14 years.
Hey, I just got affiliate, dog. You can hit your boy up with a subscribe. And
this is the moment that I wish this was video because I am deadpanning the fucking camera.
I'm mainly doing that as like a shout out for myself. Like, hey, guys.
And that's fine. It's your show. You can do that. Yeah. But I don't have any Twitch drama because all the Twitch drama that I was dealing with before, I'm fucking sick of it. I plugged and I used to cut clips for Benny streams and post them on Twitter and all this other stuff. He didn't went so damn relationship role play. I'm out. He doesn't even fucking do anything with the Vagos. And then when he tries to get back in with the Vagos gang, they're like, who the fuck are you? Where have you been? What skirt did you just crawl out from under? And I don't want to watch that. Benny streams, his character Santi had a whole lot more than fucking being a panty chaser. I don't want to watch that RP. And then Lithium, who plays Benji on Twitch, on in RT, what the fuck is the game called? See, I didn't watch so little of it. I can't even remember what the damn game is called. But Lysium, who plays Benji, his fucking ass just yells at chat all the time. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to fucking pay you to sit here and blame me and blame chat. It's always chat's fault. It's always, fuck that. I don't want to hear that. So I stopped watching. So I have one that I'm subscribed to right now. And I don't even remember his name because it was a gifted sub. And I'm going to write that gifted sub out. But his RP is just so bleh. But at least he's still part of the Vagos. And I get a little bit of Santi. And I get a little bit of Benji, the characters in the game. I get a little bit of those through his stream. But other than that, I watch his stream because if chat does certain things, like if he gets bits or if he gets follows, he does like curls or he does push-ups or he does the splits. And he's a good looking dude. So, you know, that's what I watch for. And he talks funny, but he's a dumbass.
I'm really sick of tuning into Twitch, and the entire time it's just some Twitch streamer yelling at their fucking chat, and then on top of that, like there's a bunch of what's known on Twitch as React Andies, where it's these people reacting to videos, and that's fine. Like I don't mind people who react to videos. I've done it myself a few times, but like, if you're going to react to the video, you better fucking react to the video and not just like stand up and leave and just leave your fucking window open while the video is playing. That's so shitty. First of all, like you're taking away from the viewership of the original video. And you're just using someone else's content as your own. If you're not going to like transform the content at all, then don't react to it. You know,
and if you're going to react to
ridiculous,
because I've seen this too. Lysium, who plays Benji, the character Benji in GTA 5 on the No Pixel server. Lysium does the first 40 minutes of his stream reacting to clips and videos that have been posted by fans or chat or whatever. You know what I mean? But this is like where this is another level of frustration. I echo yours, Jake, but I have my own. Can you let the fucking video play out first before you start fucking reacting? Can you let us? I mean, he talks over the whole fucking thing. I'm like, I don't even know what he's reacting to because he's talking over it for the moment he pushes play. And then if the fucking clip is longer than 30 seconds, he's jumping ahead 2 minutes. I may not have watched that whole stream. Give me a fucking moment to react with you.
I do sympathize with what you're saying, but I do prefer that over just someone walking, like literally.
Oh yeah, that's
standing
babysitting.
Up from their chair, and just leaving. That's insane
babysitting.
To me.
That is babysitting. But if you're gonna react, Blastoise. I don't even subscribe to him, but Blastoise, who plays Down Bad Mickey in GTA 5. I don't watch his stream too often, but the times that I do bounce into his stream, he's really good at that. He's really good at, if he's going to react, he's going to let the video play or he's going to let the clip play, and then he's going to come back and get his reaction, and then his reaction is going to include him live reading some of the chat comments that are coming through. I think that's the way that you fucking do it. But man, when you're sitting there, oh, and another thing that's been happening in GTA 5, I said I didn't have any Twitch news, but I guess I do. Another thing that's been happening in GTA 5 is that all these big characters like Benji and like Santi, and like El Jefe, all of these characters are starting to, there's this guy who's an animator. I think he's actually a no pixel developer who takes some of these characters, and there's rappers and music rappers that are on the server that are writing songs for these characters, and then this developer is creating music videos for these characters. So it happened to XqC's character, it happened to X, and the way and they debuted the music video on the No Pixel server on stream to all of everybody else that was in the game, because the game has this stage where you can watch a music video. XqC debuted his music video. Perfectly done. He let it play all the way through. No interruptions, no reaction, no laughing, no commentary, no nothing. Lysium got a video done for Benji, and 15 seconds in, he's laughing and he's commenting it over it, and it was a premiere. No one else has seen it. In order for me to actually understand what was happening, I had to go look it up on fucking YouTube. because he can't keep it in his fucking pants for 3 minutes while this fucking music video was playing. And then when I went and watched it on YouTube, I was like, now I see why he talked over it, because it sucked.
Yeah. I follow a lot of lefty streamers on Twitch and YouTube. Notably, I follow Hassan, who is the worst offender of just like standing up and leaving in the middle of a fucking video, it's just so annoying. It's like, dude, I'm here to like hear your commentary, because I do think he has interesting things to like say and add to things. But then he just stands up and leaves. Yeah. And Chad always defends it like he streams for 10 hours a day. And it's like, well, I mean, maybe he shouldn't.
Put up an intermission.
Either put up an intermission or stream for 5 hours a day. I don't know, man. Like, stream less. I don't know. Like, if it's an issue for you, maybe you should stream less.
I understand that you're streaming for a long time, but the streamers that I watch, they will put up an intermission, and during their intermission screen, they have chat big. So during the intermission, it's chat entertaining themselves. But no, I think it's totally dog shit if you're just going to put up someone else's content, someone else's video, someone else's clip, and you're going to use it as a bathroom break time. No, tell chat that you're fucking going to break, or you're going to go take a piss, and you get up and you walk away. Now, one thing that I do kind of do, because I'm a voyeur, Jake, I do like to see some of the Twitch stars get up and walk away, because then you get to see what they look like from the chest down. Some of them got some badonkadunks. Some of them be having some pretty looking feats. Yeah.
Some of them are just.
Some of them are like, wow, you must be half donkey.
It's just like, man, you skipped leg day, huh?
Yeah, you skip, and your house is really, really dirty. Maybe you should have turned your camera off. But most of them are like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know that what is all that junk in your trunk? Look at that wagon you're dragging. So I like it when they leave the camera on, not when they are playing a video just to distract us, but when they're like intermission and they go away. I do like that, because I'm creepy.
Another lefty streamer I watch, and this guy's a bit of a controversial person, but I don't care. I'll mention
Joe Rogan.
No, that man is not a lefty.
He writes with his left hand.
Maybe. Is a guy named Vosh, and I think Vosh is really good. He has some really horrible takes sometimes. This guy, let me clarify this. This guy says some really horrible shit sometimes. He drops the R slur all the time, and he's like, it's fine, I'm autistic. And it's like, dude, it's not fine to drop the R slur ever. Like, just don't do that. But he's very good at, like, if he's watching a video, he's reacting to the video, and he's like stopping it all the time to like comment on it. And like, that's his thing. And he's really good at it. And recently he had a debate with, this was kind of like all over the internet. So that's kind of why I'm bringing it up. But Vosh had a debate with Charlie Kirk. Do you know who Charlie Kirk is?
No clue.
So Charlie Kirk is he was kind of like known as like this young, like up and coming guy. Trump loved him. He used to introduce Trump all the fucking time. And he started Turning Point USA, which is like just this cringe factory of like horrible conservative talking points. And Vosh went on Tim Pool's podcast, or live stream or whatever. And Tim Pool is like this. He's like one of the biggest political people on YouTube, and his whole thing is that he says he's a Democrat while actively saying he's voting for Trump, and like just constantly bashing Democrats. And like, that's his whole thing, is that he's basically a hardcore Republican who loves to say he's a Democrat when he's very obviously not. So he had Vosh and Charlie Kirk on, and it was hilarious to watch, because Charlie Kirk is so used to just dropping like these talking points, the conservative talking points of like healthcare. I don't know. I can't even think of like a good conservative talking point off the top of my head, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, they have these talking points, like, and Vosh would just be like, well, what about this? And just like add nuance to that talking point. And Charlie Kirk was like, I have no way to argue it. And it was like, it just goes to show that like these conservative pundits, like if you get them and actually talk to them and like counter their talking points, they don't know how to argue their points other than those like buzzwords that they throw out, and it was just kind of hilarious to watch. But just kind of wanted to bring that up.
And in additional Twitch news, XqC and Adept broke up. Adept's Twitch handle, that's her Twitch handle, but her real name is Sammy. Yeah, they're no longer together.
Yeah, you mentioned Adept last week, and I was like, I don't know who the fuck that is. And you're like, it's XqC's girlfriend. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, nobody cares. And I told you that I noticed that his background and his setup had changed.
That's probably why.
It's probably why. So that house he probably left the house or whatever it is. I could see that. He seems like he would be a very difficult person. Or this could be his way of just driving more drama since he's kind of failing lately. Sykkuno has been pulling more viewers than XqC in this past couple of weeks. I don't watch their stream, but I see them pop up because they're some of the top streamers. So they pop up in, suggested streamers to watch. And Sykkuno has been above XqC several times over. XqC normally pulls around 80 to 90,000 viewers. And Sykkuno has averages similar between 60 and 70. And I'll just say Sykkuno's numbers have looked a little higher than XqC's. And there is a Twitch website out there where you can actually go and pull these real numbers. But I think this probably may be, him just creating more buzz for him because XqC's the one that makes the headlines. XqC's the one that all of the streamer community magazines, if he does something, if he gets, suspended or if he gets kicked out of NoPixel, they run with that storyline. I mean, he's one of the biggest streamers on the platform. So, he has to, I would imagine, make news for himself. But this is something that broke on Twitter on Friday where he tweeted out. And his non-normal way of tweeting in all caps, he actually tweeted in sentence case. So it must have been serious. He's a fucking idiot at the end of the day. So good for you, Sammy. If you left him, you deserve better.
I don't know. Like I said last week, these Twitch streamers kind of rub me a lot of these Twitch streamers rub me the wrong way, but I don't know them, so I won't say anything too hateful, but they do kind of.
I'm in radio. It's my job to pass judgment.
Yeah, well, I'm not. So, I mean, this is basically radio. I mean,
I don't have aspirations to become affiliate. In fact, our radio show has a Twitch handle. I don't have aspirations to become an affiliate. I don't look at Twitch as an opportunity because I believe my content isn't necessarily targeted towards that market per se. So those that have it, that's fine. I'm not jealous of that. I'm not envious of it because it's something that I'm not chasing. If it happens, it happens. Whoopie-doo-dah-day. Thanks for the $10 check every month, Twitch. But I'm not chasing it. I will never have the same passion and zest that you had behind becoming an affiliate, but you are a bigger gamer than I am. You have more to offer Twitch than I do.
It just it makes a lot of sense for Lonercast to be on Twitch. Like, a lot of our content is about video games, and when it's not about video games, it's often about movies, which are just two nerdy topics that are often on Twitch, so it just makes a lot of sense for us to be over there. We like playing video games on Twitch as well, so it just makes a lot of sense. And honestly, the growth because when I first started this YouTube channel, that was kind of my main focus was YouTube. And I started a Twitch channel just sort of on the side as something to do as well.
Yeah.
And I've seen more exponential growth on Twitch, way more growth on Twitch than I have from YouTube. And I have found that it's much easier to build a small community of like-minded content creators on Twitch than it is on YouTube. YouTube just seems so in a vacuum almost. When you post something on YouTube, it just feels like you're posting it in a vacuum, and it's you know what I mean? And when you're on Twitch, it just seems like there's a whole it feels alive. And I guess since a lot of it is live, that makes sense. But it just feels more of a a place to build a community than YouTube does. Not that I'm like ever planning on not uploading things to YouTube, because YouTube is a big part of what Lonercast is as well. Like, we have a lot of content that is exclusive to YouTube. Like, me and my sister just did a like Twilight video that is exclusive to YouTube, and like this show I don't play on Twitch, so like there's stuff that we do that isn't on Twitch. But like, yeah, YouTube just seems so disconnected from everything, where Twitch, it feels like I'm very dialed in. And maybe that's just who I talk to. Like, a lot of my friends who also make content are Twitch streamers, so like maybe that's why. Maybe if I had a bunch of friends who like uploaded to YouTube. But like, the thing about Twitch is like, I can stream on Twitch and I can like raid someone's channel when I'm done, and like if I have like 50 viewers, I can send those viewers over to my buddy who's streaming on Twitch. That's not really a feature on YouTube, you know. It just feels more like a competition on YouTube, where Twitch feels more like everyone's kind of trying to achieve the same goal, you know. We're all kind of, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, YouTube is definitely like a bowl of gumbo, and every time you upload a video, you're just a grain of rice amongst millions of other grains of rice. And you have to have a huge, you have to almost have notoriety outside of YouTube to see any success inside of YouTube. And also, I've experienced this
unless
myself.
You're extremely lucky, yeah.
YouTube's algorithm is very, very choosy, and they choose to promote certain people and they choose not to promote certain people. And when you happen to upload something and you touch the nerve of one of those algorithms, you see a little bit of success. But if you upload YouTube as a normal person, it's going to go behind everything else. And I think it's a slight disadvantage. Like, when you have the big, video production companies, the big studios that upload shit to YouTube. I mean, come on, man. You've got the reach.
Yeah, you're up against Jimmy fucking Kimmel, like.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And
Fallon,
my show goes up against, Adam Carolla, who had a successful career before YouTube even existed. You know what I mean? So YouTube is a vapid space of it's a black hole. And if you upload something and you're out there in that black hole and it happens to brush up against something, you see a level of success. I have videos on YouTube that have thousands of views on it, and I have videos on YouTube that have ones of views on it. And it's just like fucking hit and miss when it goes out to YouTube. But I will agree with you that Twitch is more of a community, because there are people that are like-minded. And there are some idiots that are out there, but it's mostly people that are like-minded that will have, conversations outside. Like I mentioned Lysium earlier in the conversation, and Lysium's community exploded once his character started interacting on a regular basis with XqC, and his community, he brought over some of XqC's community into his community, and they both meshed together. And then when you see that it's such a tight-knit community of people of like minds, they even have conversations when the streamer isn't even streaming. They're in the Discord, they're having Discord parties and things like that. And so I think there's a very higher level of community. And I believe YouTube is even seeing that on the Twitch platform. And they're trying to adapt that into the YouTube verse. But I think it's falling flat, because a lot of YouTube pages now have a community tab. And I guess that's where they're trying to drive, or trying to create a place for that conversation that happens on Twitch within YouTube. And it just hasn't worked, because that community tab has been on my accounts for a couple of years and it goes nowhere. And then when I look at other large YouTubers that are out there, you look at their community tab and it's very little. It's nothing compared to what you see on Twitch.
Yeah, and it feels a lot like it feels like YouTube is trying to do too much, right? Like, it feels like they're trying to do everything.
For everyone.
Yeah, like YouTube, it's still the basic YouTube thing where it's like upload your videos, but it's also TikTok. Like, you know, it's got the YouTube Shorts now, and it's got that community page, which feels more like a Facebook than it does like a Twitch community or a Discord community. It feels it feels like they're trying to create Facebook on YouTube, and it just doesn't fucking work. You know, it gives a place for, like, you know, content creators to be like, hey, I'm posting a new video on Friday, so keep an eye out or whatever. And that's fine. But, like, we all already have, like, Twitter and shit for that anyway. So, like, it's totally unnecessary. Whereas, like, Twitch, it's like, hey, man, we're over here streaming. Throw me your bits, gift subs to people, you know, and then when I'm done, I'm going to send it over to my friend Honey Bears, who's a big Twitch streamer, and, like, you know, and, like, it just feels like, hey, hop on into my stream, we can have a good time over here. Even YouTube Live, like the live streaming stuff, it doesn't feel like YouTube has that same sort of community that Twitch does. And it's not to say that Twitch doesn't have its faults, because it absolutely does.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, visibility on Twitch it's horrible. Like, getting your stream viewed by people it's nearly impossible. You kind of have to grind it out to actually get your videos viewed by people, whereas like YouTube, it's kind of hit or miss anyway, but like YouTube does have the algorithm, and if it hits, it hits, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. Twitch, it's just like, man, you gotta be fucking lucky for people to like hop on. But the thing about Twitch is, like, if you have a friend that's a Twitch streamer, they'll fucking hop in there, and they'll have their people hop into you, and you'll start to build a little bit of a community yourself, and you'll start to send that back to your friends, and you can start building a little community together. And I'm not even saying that I've done this, because I haven't. My shit is, you know, I'm small fucking eggs, but like, it just feels like, you know what I mean? It just feels like Twitch is just way more, I don't know, it's interesting more exciting and new and fresh than YouTube is.
Exciting and new, all aboard. Love both theme song.
And YouTube has its place too, because like for highly edited stuff, like someone like a Gus Johnson, right, who makes like sketch comedy, or someone like a Drew Gooden who does like you know, he just does like really funny breakdowns of shows and stuff. For something like that, YouTube makes a lot of sense. But the thing about all of these YouTubers is they all have Twitch channels too, and they all stream on Twitch. And the funny thing is, none of them stream on YouTube. And YouTube has like these people like Gus Johnson, who has built their whole career around YouTube, is like, fuck YouTube, I'm not streaming on YouTube, I'm going to stream on Twitch because it's better to stream on there. And I think that says a lot about YouTube's live service and how much it's lacking.
It's a fucking disaster, dude. Yeah. It's next to impossible to stream on fucking YouTube. Now, here's the fucking thing, is that when I do manipulate YouTube to get a stream out, it's actually pretty fucking, I don't know what just landed on me, but like a cloud of dust just rested on my shoulder. You see that? But it's like when I go to stream on YouTube, it's like I got a better chance on getting a bipartisan bill passed through Washington. It's fucking ridiculous, man. But when I do get one out and I do get the live stream to actually work, it's way more successful than the uploaded shit. And I can't figure that out to save my damn life, because it's a disaster. And not a lot of people want to do it anymore. Yeah. And I mean, my show has been on Fat Guy has been on Twitch for probably 3 weeks. Okay. We've already beat our numbers for like all of last year on YouTube on Twitch. And that's like 1 minute to 2 minute clips, you know, and you and I had a conversation after the show last week about just the different editing styles when it comes to Twitch. And I've been, you know, kind of tweaking around with it, you know, the different editing styles, and, you know, having just a 16:9 squashed down into the, you know, the 1920 by 1080 frame, or the 1080 by 1920 frame and stuff like that. Dude, it's like, I don't get where YouTube is going. It seems like it's a gumbo, but the gumbo has lost its flavor, and it's become so massive that I think even YouTube has lost control of it.
Yeah, but like no one can take its place, because there's
no one can.
There's no other like service like YouTube, you know? There's
Vimeo tried.
Yeah,
Vimeo tried.
There's plenty of things that have like tried and just have not succeeded. It's just you can't be YouTube unless you have Google backing you. You really can't. Like, there's just no way.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
but it's just one of those things because you know we're both content creators, and you create more content than I do for it, and it's at the time when I was first starting my show, it was always content. But now we've been before.
What'd you call me? You called me cunt.
I called you a content. Especially when you don't respond to me in text. The thing that we were driving all of our content to the gram, and that's even fallen off.
Oh, and Instagram's dead. It's all TikTok now.
Now we're like, focusing more on TikTok, but in order to match TikTok and to be in alignment with the content that's on TikTok, it takes a lot more manpower hours than it does for Instagram, especially, with the way that, our shows are set up. If our shows were set up, differently, then it would be easy. And I'm looking into that, just to kind of pull the curtain back a little bit and get a little nerdy. I'm looking into, where there's more of a camera flip than just a steady 3-shot or 4-shot. You know what I'm saying? But now with that, we have to, a lot of work has to happen in the post-production side of things.
Oh yeah, man. I'm the same way. There's so many things that I want to do that like are currently just like impossible, like I need more time. I need more assistance. And like, it's just impossible unless YouTube starts paying me. And what I'm saying is if you're a sponsor listening to this show, you should give me all of your money, all of it.
That works all the time, Jake. That's a great way to get it started.
And like, here's the thing. Like, if you're listening to me right now and not wanting to sponsor me, what are you thinking? Yeah,
that's how I got all my sponsors, Jake. I went on and I offended them. And then they were like, you know what? We don't want to be offended anymore, Cory, so we're just going to throw money at you. That's exactly how I got all my sponsors, Jake. Yes. Walmart's definitely have that was my sales pitch. Walmart, what are you thinking? Home Depot, what are you thinking? It's a crazy world when it comes to content creation because everybody and anybody can do it. And just like, at first it was MySpace, then came, Facebook, then came YouTube. And if you notice that a lot of everything that's coming out now, everything is tied to everything. You know what I mean? I could post something on Instagram and it'll go right to YouTube now, and it goes to Facebook now, and it goes to Twitter now. You know what I mean? So everything is interconnected. I guess you just have to find out what's going to be your home base, platform, and then tie everything into that. You know what I mean? And right now, it just seems like the way that the market is moving is that it's TikTok, and then TikTok will get too big, and they'll try to capitalize on it. They'll be throwing ads up every 5 seconds, and people will get irritated by that, and they'll bounce on to something else. And us as content creators, we have to bounce with them.
I will say, like, the one thing that's been the most consistent, though, like as far as like,
I think I know what you're gonna say,
in the zeitgeist is. It's YouTube, dude. It really is.
I thought you were going to say Twitter.
No, dude, it's YouTube. YouTube's been around since 2006. Like
YouTube's a pain in the ass, though.
It is, but it's been the one that hasn't dipped, right? Like, we had MySpace, right? And then MySpace went away and it was Facebook. Facebook is still around, but I have noticed, like, people just don't really use Facebook anymore.
It's for your grandma and their cat pictures now.
Like, I have a Facebook, but, like, I don't know, like, people don't seem to really be on there anymore. And
I
then
don't post on my Facebook.
The thing that like kind of overtook Facebook, which ironically is owned by Facebook, was Instagram. And now Instagram is kind of like and everyone's like on Twitter and TikTok now. But like what's been consistent through all of these things all the way back since MySpace has been YouTube. It's always been there. And I just wonder if one day something's going to happen, because it does feel like, Vimeo tried, didn't work. Uplay tried, or whatever. There's been a bunch of different things that have tried, and then Facebook themselves tried to take down YouTube, didn't work. The only thing that I could see taking down YouTube is Twitch. And but Twitch really doesn't promote like videos, you know, their whole thing is streaming. But I could see a day where Twitch decides to go, hey, we're also doing video uploads, and there's a whole section of live and a whole section of video uploads. And I could see that happening in the future where they're just like, we're going to take down YouTube completely.
And they have that foundation now with just the Twitch VODs. You know, when you Twitch streamer, you can go back in. So I could see that. I could see that happening. That, you know, it's just the decision of probably more servers, because you can even go when someone's live streaming, and if you navigate back, you can actually VOD their live stream. You know, so you can go back to when they started to see, or if there's a storyline that's happening and you don't know how it began, you can always, you know, navigate back to that as well. So Twitch is probably in the position to do something like that if they ever decided to take on YouTube. But you have to realize taking on YouTube is not just taking on YouTube, it's taking on Google.
Yeah.
And that's like, you know, throwing a freaking snowball into the sun.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Google owns the earth. Hell, Google owns this show.
Yeah. Well, but at the same time, Twitch is Amazon now. You know what I mean? So like, it's kind of two behemoths going face to face. So
Twitch is going in outer space.
yeah, it's true.
So stupid.
It is crazy. Like these things. Yeah, man. These big companies. I just wish these things could stay small. You know, not like small necessarily, but like, I wish they didn't have to be owned by these fucking companies and they could just be their own thing. Like Twitter.
What
Twitter
you're looking for
thing,
is what you're looking for is these platforms staying foundational. Facebook is the one that broke the foundational mold. When they first started, Facebook was a whole lot more user friendly, and now Facebook is more corporate greedy.
Yeah, but like even Facebook at the same time, Facebook it doesn't have a parent company. You know, like its parent company is Facebook. So but like Instagram, its parent company is Facebook. And YouTube, when it started out, was its own thing, and then it was picked up by Google. And same with Twitch. When Twitch started out as Justin TV or whatever it was called, it was picked up by Amazon, and now it's Twitch.
It used to be Justin TV.
Yeah.
You used to have porn on that.
Yeah. And here's my insight, Cory. We should all stop uploading to YouTube and start uploading to Pornhub.
No, because if I come across your video on Pornhub and there isn't no nudity in it, I'm gonna be mad.
You're coming across my video?
Typically.
I'm gonna come.
There it is. Typically, I don't want to see non-nudity on Pornhub. Fuck that. I don't want to see your podcast on Pornhub unless you're sitting there naked.
There is that one guy. I can't remember his name, but
is there a naked podcast out there?
I'm sure there is. But there's this one guy.
Really do it naked?
There's this one guy on Pornhub who.
So Googling right now.
Go for it. There's this guy on Pornhub though, and he just uploads videos, and it's like me saying you did a good job, and it's just a 10-second video of this guy on Pornhub, and he's just like, you did a good job, and that's the whole video. And then there's like videos of him hanging out with like porn stars, and he's like, it's nice to see you today. Let's look at the sunset. And just him and this porn star just look at the sunset together for like 35 seconds.
Are they naked though?
No.
Fuck it.
It's like wholesome content on Pornhub. It's hilarious.
It's so stupid. I just searched naked podcast, and there's a BBC show, a BBC radio show in the UK that has it's called the Naked Podcast. But I just pulled up their website and I didn't get no nudity, misleading. They're probably really popular too because they popped up first in Google. I want a Pornhub. You know what? I'm not gonna announce it on this show. I want someone sitting there doing what I do, bone ass fucking stark naked. That's what. No mics covering up anything, no delay. And if you're in the middle of your naked podcast and it's posted to Pornhub and you just happen to put a freaking vibrator down there, okay, fine. Or if you're sitting on a Symbian, that's fine too. That's the kind of podcast I want to see on Pornhub. I don't want to see your fucking R-rated, just because you cuss every 5 minutes on Pornhub. I don't want to see that. If your tits, your ass, your dick, or your fucking vag isn't out on Pornhub, stay off the platform.
I do think it's funny because we could be doing the show naked right now and no one would know. And
here's the thing, because you keep hearing me hit the bottom of the microphone.
But we do. Here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing, everyone listening. We are naked. This whole show, we've been entirely butt-ass naked.
It's the only way I would do it with Jake. It's the only way.
Yeah, it's really the only way we could do the show. And that's the fact of the matter is this is a naked podcast. So we're going to be posting it to Pornhub.
And it only became a naked podcast during the pandemic because Jake wouldn't get naked in studio. He'd only get naked if he was 17 miles away.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want my dick touching you. I have to be 17 miles away, otherwise my dick would touch you.
I don't see a problem with that.
Because it's so long.
And massive and girthy.
It's like a...
I hate that word.
It's like a fire hose.
Hey, I found one! I found a naked podcast. I literally found a picture of a naked podcast.
Oh, it's like a husband-wife duo.
Yeah, I literally found a picture of a naked podcast. Now, is it truly naked, or are they she does have a piece of paper in front of her tatas. Don't go to Pornhub.
That could be promotional, material. So
I'm scrolling through, and there's another one, and it just seems like everybody's hiding shit. Maybe I have my filter turned on my search engine. I want a good naked podcast. Well, there's another podcast called I Look Good Naked. But they're on SoundCloud, so it's not naked. Okay, there's tits and ass there. All right. A Naked Willy podcast. Girl on a motorcycle. Showing these pictures to Jake.
Hey, that's fun.
There you go. Naked chick on a motorcycle. Perfect shading, though. Shadowing, though. Can't see the old tatas there. But yeah, if you're gonna put a podcast content on Pornhub or X Hamster or RedTube or X Videos, I'm not familiar with any of these sites. Tube Galore. If you're gonna put any of the content up there, you better be naked. There better be some type. I mean, you don't even have to be having sex. You could just be sitting there doing your show, just completely exhibitionist podcast. Yeah. And coming from a voyeur, I'm down with that. I'll subscribe.
I guess I do understand you want porn on your porn sites. I guess I get that. But also, I see no tubes on YouTube, and that's offensive to me.
That's very true. I see a lot of U's. Not a lot of tubes.
I don't see a lot of tubes.
Such a chegaloo.
I don't see a lot of people twitching on Twitch either. There are a few people who twitch though.
You gotta search for the crackheads. I've come across a couple of crackheads on Twitch that more hot tub Twitch streamers, more hot tub streams, please.
Yeah,
I'm okay with the bikinis and the swim shorts. I'm an equal opportunity gazer. I will gaze at you.
I agree.
And it's okay if you're not perfectly fit. I mean, you don't want to be like me. You don't want to be Orca. But it's okay if you got the little dad bod rocking. It's okay if you got a couple of extra little mommy rolls there because you've spit out a couple of kids. That's fine.
Yeah, and
but just put on the bikini.
I saw, a lot of outrage over the fact that at the Olympics, the women volleyball players were forced to wear bikinis, and the guys could wear like trunks or whatever. And here's my thing. I think the women should be forced to wear bikinis, but I think the men should also be forced to wear Speedos.
I think they should.
And I think that's equality.
I think so too. Men should definitely be in the smallest type of underwear possible.
I don't think we should stop objectifying women. I think we should start objectifying men more.
Jake, it's like you're reading the pre-show meeting between you and I.
That is my stance.
I agree with that. We need to objectify men, but it's just going to be kind of hard to objectify men because normally dudes are like, sure, you want to see it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to objectify a guy. I
don't even think that's true though. I think a lot of guys are pretty sheepish about their bodies.
Maybe your sect of friends, but trust me, I got dudes friends that I can walk up to and say, hey, do you want this flash drive? All right, drop it and give me 5. Oh, okay. Give me a flash drive.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of guys are pretty sheepish about their bodies, and they think that their bodies, but they also think that their body's like a joke. I think a lot of guys look at their body as like, it's funny. Look at this dangly thing. And I think guys should stop thinking that way and start being like, I am just as sexy as any woman. God damn it.
Guys care less than girls do. Girls are more sheepish about their bodies than guys are.
I don't know.
Guys are like, oh, okay, cool. You want to see it? Fine. I'm going to show it off like a brand new car. I don't give a fuck.
Girls wear dresses, I'd love to wear a dress and have a breeze. Have a breeze on my ball sack, That sounds great, like a mini skirt. I want to wear a mini skirt.
It's called a kilt, Jake.
The kilts aren't mini skirts.
They are mini skirts.
They're skirts. They're long skirts. I think we should bring back short shorts in basketball. I think that's a necessity that needs to happen tomorrow.
As a camera operator that's sitting on the floor,
yeah,
I don't know how many basketball players that are 7 foot tall I want running towards me at 15 miles an hour with short shorts on. See, the game was a lot short. The game was a lot slower back then. It's really fast now. There's going to be some things that are not going to be able to be contained in those short shorts.
This is the kind of talk that we need to stop, Corey. I think it's great if a man's penis falls out while he's playing basketball. Just like when we all made a big stink about Janet Jackson's boob. No, that was great. Just like we should not make a big stink about LeBron's giant cock falling out of his pants while he's playing basketball. Okay,
it was not giant, but this is interesting coming from a guy that wouldn't show his penis if he was given $1.5 million.
Hey man, that's still my choice though. Just like it's any woman's choice.
Okay. You can't have it both ways, anti-masker, anti-vaxxer. You can't have it both ways.
I'm not an anti-masker. How dare you?
You can't say I don't want to wear a mask and you still have to serve me in your business. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah. I think I can, and I will.
I agree. There should be the stigmatism of penises falling out across the world should be demolished. And I believe that the penis, you know what? Free the penises. Free the boobs. Free the penises. Free the boobs.
Free the vagines. Yeah, free them all. Free it all.
We need to. We're a country.
I want to see everybody's asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Jake, after the show, I'm going to stand up and show you mine.
I would love to see your asshole.
Because I want to show you what is known as the abyss.
I would love to see the abyss.
Be careful what you wish for, big sexy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a tangent.
Well, yeah, that's the end of the show. we're gonna end it there. Make sure you check out all the other content on the channel. We got this show every Monday, Loner Gamecast every Monday on twitch.tv/lonercast. We've got a ton of cool projects coming to YouTube, and you can listen to this show and all our other podcasts on any podcast service, any of them. Any of them, for real. Look it up. Look up Lonercast on any of them. I guarantee I'm there. So, thank you. 5, 6, 7, 8.